Revelation when they posted it. It says repairs begin on real fame, Christ, the Redeemer statue. Christ the Redeemer, Corcovado Hill, Rio de Janeiro. This is in Brazil. That so-called Christ of the Andes. You know, it got struck by lightning. You know, it got jacked up. You know, we're going to read a little bit about it, go through a couple of scriptures. But this is the Lord,
when you upload this, put that,
tribes down there.
just put the picture up, you know? You gotta put the article, put the picture up.
Down there, you know, the Christ of the Andes, you know,
so they know what we're talking about.
Bow down and pray to this devil here. You know, on this mountain to the Most High, causing lightning bolts and striking and damage this thing. And that's just a small example of what's going to happen, because the Lord said that these idols are going to be visited. You know, so that's just a small example of what's going to happen to these idols. The Lord comes, it's going to get much worse.
That's pretty simple.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 9, verse 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk.
You got it.
You know, so that's pretty much what somebody will call a dumb idol. You know, the word dumb meaning deaf, because these idols, they can't hear, they can't see, they can't feel. And, you know, as it's written throughout the scriptures that there is no breath in these idols. You know, they're just carved rocks. That's all they are.
But you got dumbasses out there, even mainly, you could say mainly Israelites, that worships those things, man. They worship them. You know, because if you can get a nigga to worship a rock over there in Mecca, you can get him to worship anything, man. He'll worship anything. Like the elders say, if it's packaged up right, a nigga will worship it, man. You know? Whatever you got, just bring it up.
This is Psalms 97, verse 8. Look, verse 7. Confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols. Worship him, all ye powers. Zion heard and was glad, and the daughters of Judah rejoiced because of thy judgments, O Lord. For thou, Lord, art high above all the earth. Thou art exalted far above all gods.
Yeah, because when the Lord destroys these idols, we're going to rejoice. We're going to be happy. You know? We're going to sing praises to his name. Because all these idols need to be destroyed, man. All these idols out here, Buddha, the cobblestone, that statue of Cesare Borgia,
Meteor, what they call Allah.
Okay, well, you know, you can expound on that. You can expound on it.
Oh no, I'm just...
What is it called?
You know, the Muslims worship it, you know, they say Allah is like some kind of meteor that fell from heaven, you know, which is basically a rock.
Yeah, any idol that's not of Yahweh Shmi Shai is gonna be destroyed.
And that shit don't make you worshiping a rock that fell out of the sky. Like that's some real simple-minded shit right there.
Go to anybody got the other scripture in Psalms?
Psalms 79 and 4.
Yeah.
Alright, this is Psalm 79 and 4. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us.
You read that already? Sorry, read it again, sorry.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 79, verse 4.
This is 2 Kings 17:17.
We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us.
Yeah, these other nations basically look at us like we ain't shit. But right now, we is on the bottom, man. We is on the bottom right now. You know? Because the Lord put us on the bottom. He cursed us as a nation. He put all the curses on us. And everywhere the Israelites go, the curses is going to follow you. I don't care if you think you're going to leave America and go to Italy somewhere and think you're going to live a better life. All them Edomites over there in Italy going to look at you like you a nigga too. Because you got Edomites everywhere. They run the whole world. No matter where you go, it's going to be Edomites. You want to run to Africa, it's Edomites in Africa.
That movie Nelson Mandela showed that.
There's Edomites everywhere, man. So the curses is going to follow you. And if it's more of another nation than more Edomites, them other nations gonna put hell on you too. Cause they look at you like you niggas too, man. And the Africans know they ain't your people, man. Like you had that African come up to the main camp the other day. He said, "I am not one of you." Yeah. We all seen that, right? He said, "I am not one of you." You know? And he said he was better than us because he was an African. A stinking ass Hamite said he was better than the Israelite, man.
That was an insult.
They think they better than us. Why? Because they see how we over here living. They can come over here and get a business, right? They come over here, start up a business, ain't gotta pay taxes. Then they look at you like, "Oh, you've been over here all your life and you ain't got shit to show for it. I'm better than you."
And the fact we don't know what we are, but I mean, they know who it is. They're Africans.
They just look at you like you scum, man. These Hamites don't give a shit about you.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Right. That's talking about the so-called white man, but you can throw the other nations in there as well because they joint heirs with him, pursuing the Psalms 83. They have said, "Come, let us cut." The "they" is talking about all nations. Let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance. So they always confederate against us, like the scriptures say.
Got a precept. This is Psalms chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, "Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
And how did they do that? They put your ass in slavery. They beat the name out of you, man. Like they showed you that in what was that? Roots. He beat his name out of him, man. They beat your name out of you. They beat your nationality out of you. They made you speak their language. You know, they made you learn so-called school system. They made you do everything they wanted you to do. All pursuing. Let's get into Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. Everybody go to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. All the curses was put upon us because the Lord had to strike us down and humble us.
This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. "And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever," which means from age to age.
Go to somebody read Deuteronomy 28 and 32.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32.
Matter of fact, let's start at 15.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. "But it shall come to pass that thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee."
Yeah, all these curses shall overcome thee and overtake thee. Because guess what? The Lord even gave us a choice. He said, if you keep my law, statutes, and commandments, I'll bless you as a nation. I give you all these blessings. I'll put you on top of all the nations. But you know, Israel being Israel, a stiff-hearted people, a bunch of niggas, spicks and wetbacks, a bunch of fucking hard-headed people, man. You niggas don't want to get it, so you went off. And the Lord had to put curses on us. He jacked us up. And we're going to read some of the curses. You can start at 28. Somebody start at 28 and read to 30.
Deuteronomy.
Matter of fact, read all the way to 33.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 28. "The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart."
Yeah, that's why you don't know who you are, man. That's why you Israelites don't know that you're kings and priests and Israelite women. You don't know that because the Lord smote you with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Go ahead.
"And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
Yeah, that's why every time you set up an establishment, you may want a business or something, or even in these so-called food systems. You Israelites don't prosper in these school systems. If you do, well, you know, you got a couple that may prosper, but for the most part, you niggas drop out of school, you get a business, the white man shuts it down. For instance, let's go back in history and look at Black Wall Street. These devils burnt that shit down, man. Why? Because the Lord put the spirit on them to burn it down. It wasn't set up for you to prosper in this society, man. It's not set up for you to be prosperous. And for you Israelites out there that is prosperous, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that is prosperous out there, you had to sell your soul, man.
Yeah, if I could add, it's also a possibility that could be Edomite spiritually.
Yeah, some of you are tares that look like Israelites. But for you Jakes out there that's actually Israelites, you had to sell out. Give me that in Mark 8:36. Keep reading.
And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save you.
You're only going to be oppressed and spoiled forevermore. You're going to keep being oppressed, man. The only person that can deliver us out of this is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's the only person that's going to save us. Martin Luther King couldn't save you niggas, which he was a false prophet. Malcolm X, he was a little bit harder than Martin Luther King, but he was a damn Muslim. He was worshiping idols, man. Alright? Reverend Al Sharpton, he's the only reverend I know that ain't got a fucking church, man. This nigga's an Uncle Tom, alright? What's the other guy's name?
Jesse
Jackass Jackson, he's an Uncle Tom, man. Barack Obama, he's a fucking Hamite. So all these false prophets, all these false leaders, they ain't gonna save you, man. They can't save you. The only person that can save you is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's the only person that's gonna save you, man. You got that in Mark? Read that real quick. I believe it's Mark 8:36.
This is Mark chapter 8, verse 36. But what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Right. What shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world? You get all the riches, you get the Rolls Royces, you get the Phantoms, you get the women, you get the money, you get the power, you get the respect. What shall it profit a man if you gain all of that, but you lose your soul? You sell out. You sell your soul to the devil. Like that humpback nigga off 300. He sold out his people, man, for riches and fame. He sold his soul to the Persian king for riches and fame. You know? Go ahead.
It says, or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
Right. What shall you give in exchange for your soul? Like I always go into, first of all, your soul, your spirit belongs to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So when you sell your soul, you selling something that belongs to the Lord, because your soul doesn't belong to you, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave you a spirit. When you die, he takes it back. Your spirit goes back into the spirit world. Alright? And after a couple generations, he puts your spirit back on the earth and you reincarnated. That's how it works. So going back to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 29th verse, thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. The only way you Negroes can prosper in this society is you gotta sell out. Alright? And making it in this society is 20 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. Once you get into that 40 million club, you gotta sell out, man. You gotta bend over. If you want to be a big movie star, a big director, you gotta go to the director's couch, and he's gonna pop you, like Samuel L. Jackson. How you think Samuel L. Jackson got that role in Star Wars? The only Negro on the Star Wars cast. How you think he got that, man? You know, you gotta be somebody to be a part of a cast Star Wars, man. Samuel L. Jackson went to the director's couch. He got popped.
That's why
Peanut butter procedure.
That's a new one. The peanut butter procedure.
That's
I like to come up with new names. The peanut butter procedure.
That's why that guy Harrison Ford, he's in every one of George Lucas's movies, man. It's like his fucking butt boy, you know.